Anyway, just a little update on the egg thief situation. Good morning, good afternoon, I guess it's just slightly afternoon. Welcome back to Boisterous Cock Farmstead. So, in a recent video, I installed this trough that was basically, it was a water trough that I was using in one of my other pens. And I've had it out here for a few days just to see how well it holds up, see how much they push on and everything like that. And it pretty much is, if there's no grain in there, they really don't mess with it that much at all. That's going to depend on your pigs, because some of my pigs are actually quite destructive when they're bored. My guinea hogs generally are not that way, but the Duroc crosses that I have, they tend to be that way. They like to flip the lids off of my irrigation valve covers and whatnot. So we've got the goat got up in the trough. But so since this actually did really well, and because these Duroc cross hybrid with the guinea hogs are starting to get big enough to where when I go in there with the feed pan, they are a little bit too rambunctious. It's sometimes hard for me to kind of push my way through without spilling all the grain everywhere. I would say they're maybe 100 pounds or so, give or take. I'm not exactly sure. They're not calm enough for me to really measure them or anything like that, but I would guess that's probably where they are. So I am going to take one of my barrels that I had, that was originally, I was trying to use these barrels. They're just the blue 55-gallon drums. They don't have a locking lid or anything like that. So when you cut them in half, you'll just have two solid pieces. But I was trying to use them as like a heat sink in my greenhouse experiment, and found out pretty quickly, with as cold as it gets here, I would need way more of those than I thought was really feasible. So I've got a couple of them, and I'm going to cut one of them in half. I'm going to put a trough in over here in my middle pen where I've got my two smaller bores. I'll put a trough over here where I've got the three hybrid Duroc cross and guinea hog hybrids, and that way I'll just be able to dump their feed up and over the fence into the trough, just like I'm doing with those girls out in the big pasture there, and I won't have to worry about getting in there and trying to wade my way through. And these girls here I'll continue to feed with the pan, and I may actually start feeding my guinea hog boar, and I ended up putting the two Duroc cross girls in with him. The orange one I know is too tall. He can't breed her. She's been in there with him for something like 8 months total, off and on, and she's never gotten pregnant. So if you look over there, Tootsie is back in with him, and we'll try to get some more of these crosses, because I like how they're growing out so far. They're still 2-3 months away from the first butcher time that I'm going to try to get them ready for. So by then they will be 11 months. And my goal was, with that cross, if I could grow it out in 12 months to a full solid pig versus taking 18 to 24 months for the pace that I like to actually grow out my guinea hogs, then that'll be better. Now I am feeding these guys a little bit differently, but they are almost all muscle. When you give them extra, they just kind of build out faster, whereas the guinea hogs, they build out fatter. So I'm gonna set up and go ahead and cut that barrel up and bring you guys along for that. Now I don't know if you can see this here, but there's a seam that actually runs right up and down here, and unfortunately it goes through the two bung holes, so there's not going to be any utility, but I'd rather just cut this up along that line than try to have to mark this perpendicular to that point. So we'll go ahead and get going. Well, unfortunately my battery died while I was installing this one here, but pretty much the same thing. It's just two screws held on with a 2x4 on the back side there. But like I said, what that's going to allow me to do is I can just dump this from this side over. As these pigs get bigger, they're going to push me around more, but they're also going to require more feed. So this is a little bit of a preemptive move. And I may still feed the boys in a pan at first here, but these girls over here, they'll probably start getting fed in that trough because they just push and push and push around when I get in there. And they also make it hard for me to even get in there. They jump up on the gate, and it's hard for me to get the latch undone and all that other stuff. And you never know when they get a little bit too exuberant, and they could bite my hand while I'm trying to unlatch that chain as well. So what I'll be able to do is I'll just be able to feed them first. Then I can go in there with the pan for the boys, and everybody will be happy. So for those of you that have been following for a little while, you'll know that I've been contending with an egg thief cat, and she got sequestered in one of my chicken runs here, and then she broke out. But the day that she was in there, I didn't have any broken or eaten eggs, and the following day and the following week or so, I kept having broken eggs, eaten eggs, and everything like that. I found them stashed away in different places instead of just eating them in place where the chicken laid them. They started getting drug over to a collecting spot, and then they were eaten in one place. So I have since found a new home for that cat. She wasn't killed or anything like that, but she just couldn't be on the farm anymore, because it just was, that's not a very good, we sell eggs, so it was lost profit from that perspective. We've got other cats, so and ever since she's been gone, haven't had a single issue with broken eggs being found in nests. So I also decided I was going to sell off a few more chickens. I had a listing for like 6 to 12 chickens to be sold. I sold 7, and now I've got another 6 that I'm going to try to sell. So I haven't posted that yet. By the time this video is posted, they'll probably be gone. But I fixed the latch and door and everything like that over here on this chicken run, and so I've got 6 girls in here. And so far they laid 3 eggs the first day. They've already laid 1 egg today, and there's a chicken in the box. So pretty active layers so far, especially considering that we're on somewhat shorter days and they were removed from their coop that had the light on it. So if I'm averaging 3 a day out of there, that'd be pretty good, I would think. So anyway, just a little update on the egg thief situation. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, smash the like button, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. Share this video with anybody you think might be interested in it, and also click the bell notification so that you're notified when upcoming videos are released. As always, thanks for joining us, and God bless.